and I'm the executive director of the Victoria Arts Council. And the VAC is so thrilled to be partnering with Planet Earth Poetry on this very special reading that's taking place, as Daniel said, either this afternoon or this evening, depending on where in the land you are. And maybe even tomorrow, who knows? And so one thing we should all know is that this reading is taking part as part of what is called Concrete is Porous. And Concrete is Porous is a large group exhibition that Bill Bissett brought to my attention last year. And it features 28 poets who are exploring and experimenting and refining their engagement with concrete poetry. And this project has got so many people involved, so I do want to just make sure that I pay special tribute to the co-curators Hart Brody, Brian Dedra, and Daniel F. Bradley, who really did a lot of legwork assembling so many poets. And then they brought it to me, and then I added 5 additional poets to kind of round out a West Coast conversation, one of those poets being Christine Walde. And so we were so thrilled to have both Bill and Christine kind of representing the bookends of this project. And so the way, if you're just joining us now, the way that this evening is going to roll out is that Christine is going to read first, and then Bill is going to read or perform, and then there will be time for questions following both readings, whether it's questions pointed towards both readers or to the larger context of the exhibition, etc., etc. So please allow me to introduce Christine Walde, who is a writer, artist, and librarian, whose work combines literary and archival research with interests in experimental prose, poetry, and visual art, performance, and the visual arts. Walde's latest book of work, In a New Order, is on view right here at the Victoria Arts Council in our special vault project room. And it's, as I mentioned, showing as part of Concrete is Porous. In a New Order is a series of visual poems, which includes remixes and reinterpretations of Joy Division's iconic song from 1980, Love Will Tear Us Apart. Printed and then torn apart by hand, divided and separated, the lyrics are then rearranged and recomposed, but in a new order, referencing the rebirth of Joy Division as the band New Order, following the suicide of lead singer Ian Curtis. In every poem, each word does appear the same number of times as it did in the original song, however, in various variations. In some poems, the words are randomly selected, following the same order or consonants in each stanza, while strictly adhering to the same verse, using only words from the original lyrics and rearranged in a multiplicity of ways, including by order and repetition, cluster formation, as well as by mirroring and corresponding stanzas. So, so that's sort of a mouthful, and it's mostly Christine's artist statement about the project. And she is in this kind of antechamber vault, and she's surrounded by her work. So this is a very exciting proposition for the poet to be surrounded by the words in which she is working. So I think without further ado, we'll Christine Walde perform In a New Order.
Thank you, Kagan. Everyone can hear me? Wonderful. I am in the vault as we speak with my work. And what I'm going to do is give you a little tour of the exhibition, almost as if you were here in this space with me, sharing this space. But before I begin, I just want to give my utmost thanks and gratitude to Kagan and Bill and Daniel and everyone who's here on the call for joining this, because, you know, hey, everyone's had so many Zoom calls. What the hell's another one? So let's have a really great time and relish in the sounds and delight of words and sounds. So I'm going to move around, and I'm going to turn my laptop so you can actually see that, yes, we are in a vault. This is the handle, and it's all the works are here in the space. There are 6 works in total, which are prints. And I also have a composition of 3D printed letters that are hanging here. Again, all from the lyrics for Love Will Tear Us Apart. So I began this project quite some time ago, and when I first started with it, it was really just very whimsical. I loved the song, I loved Joy Division, and one of the things that, you know, it seemed to answer some questions for me about the song, but it was more about just playing with the lyrics, playing with text, and so I began to experiment by creating these compositions. One of the things that is endlessly inviting for me is just finding out different ways of combining these words and letters and phrases and sounds in ways that are new and inventive, and also just like how they're composed on the page, on the paper. And some of these works are developed exclusively for this show. So I hope everyone can see those and get a sense of the room itself. It's quite small, but it's almost like you're standing here with me. So I thought what I would do is read some of the earliest works from this series. And this is one of the first ones that I did. Love, our bedroom ways will tear us, as desperation will tear us. You cry out, love, love, just that something will tear us. On your side, apart again, in your sleep, apart again, taking different roads, apart again. But then love, love runs so good, bites hard, takes hold, rides high, and resentment and failings exposed just can't function through our lives. But when routine ambitions are low, love, love won't grow, and ambitions and emotions respect will tear our love, love so dry. I'm going to flip it around so you can actually see the text as I'm reading it. Why is all my love this changing appeal? Is my timing that flawed? But there's us apart again. We're turned away apart again, taking no more apart again. So cold apart again. Yet love, love, you've a taste in my mouth, and there's still the love, love we've kept that will tear us. Love, love will tear us, will tear us, will tear us apart again. One of the things is that the integrity of the song by Joy Division, which so many people know, even though I've literally torn it apart, you can still hear the intonation and lyricism of the song. What's that?
Be sure not to cover the mic.
Thank you. I'm sorry about that. I realized that people couldn't hear me when I was speaking. So I will continue to read into the mic this time. The other work that I'm going to read to you is the actual lyrics of the song, which have been torn apart and then alphabetized and created into a block poem. And I'll just show it to you before I read it. A, again, 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 all ambitions and apart, 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 appeal, appeal are as away, away, bedroom, bedroom bites, but can't, changing, changing, cold, cold, cry, desperation, different, different, dry, dry, emotions exposed, failings flawed, flawed, function good, grow, hard, high, hold, in, is, just, kept lives, lives, love, 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 low, more, mouth, my, no, on, our, out, resentment, respect, respect, rides, roads, roads, routine, runs, runs, side, side, sleep. So, something still, takes, taking, tear, 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 that, the then, there's this, through, timing, turned, us, ways, we've, when, why, will, won't, yet you've, you, your. My glasses are fogging up, people. It's hot. The other one that I will attempt to read as I move, you can see here the letters are all up here in this space with me. Finally, I will read this work. I will attempt to read this work. And I think how I'll read it is I'll start from the exterior of the circle and move in towards the center. Or maybe I should start from the inside and move out. Anyways, I'll start there. Love, love us apart, tear us, takes hold again, apart again, but love us apart, and ambitions tear us, good, just our changing something so apart again, a taste, love, love our lives apart again, yet there's love, love us apart in our respect, love will, you cry, the bedroom will tear again, but love, tear us apart again. So cold, away on my mouth, love, love, love will, ways taking will tear. Why is love will that we've, is my different roads, your side, can't function, just that appeal, bites hard, are low, again, kept through, won't grow, flawed? Why is when routine again as desperation rides high and resentment will tear, and there's your sleep, dry out us apart, but emotions, love will, you cry, love will, all my, again, apart again. So I changed my mind as I was reading it and just sort of free associated these phrases together in a way and just sort of improvised as I was reading. I mean, in these works, there is a free association that takes place. And one of the things that is, of course, so wonderful about working with this material is being able to reimagine and rehear that song that so many of us know in a completely different way, but yet, as I said before, it still retains the integrity of that song. So there are other works and variations of this that I have done, but that aren't on display here in the gallery. And I will conclude with just a couple more of these poems. So I'm just pulling them up on the computer. I'm going to come sit down, join you here in the space. This is called Apart Level Terrace. This is a very early version or variation of this. Resentment won't grow different roads, and high emotion bites hard when taking changing ways. We're ambitions and routine, and our low are but rides. Again, apart, love will tear us. Again, apart, love will tear us. We're flawed, yet your respect still turned my bedroom appeal away. So why is that dry timing through this our run so on the kept side? There's cold that is our lives. Again, apart, love will tear us. Again, apart, love will tear us. Do you taste my something? Is a desperation exposed? So why hold your mouth? No more gets in. It just can't. My good failings cry as sleep takes in all the function. Again, apart, love will tear us. 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 Thank you so much for listening. I'm so excited to read with Bill, and I'm just, thank you so much everyone for being a part of this and for witnessing and supporting poetry, and yeah, peace and happiness to everyone.
Thank you so much, Christine. That was fantastic. We are saving some time at the end for questions, conversations, all that. So I think, you know, just keep this ball rolling, I think, you know, and so please allow me to introduce Bill Bissett, although I'm sure if you've logged on, it's not by mistake and you know exactly who Bill Bissett is, but it is my honor to say and remind people that Bill Bissett garnered international attention in the 1960s as a preeminent figure of the countercultural movement in Canada and the UK. In '64, he founded blewointment Press, which published the works of bpNichol and Steve McCaffery, among many others. Bissett's charged readings, which never fail to amaze audiences, incorporate sound poetry, chanting, and singing, the verve of which is only matched by his prolific writing career. Now, get this, Bill turned 80 this year. We love the earth for keeping Bill with us. And in those 80 years, Bill has published almost 80 books. Like, can you even fathom? Fantastic. Okay, so going on, a pioneer of sound, visual, and performance poetry, eschewing the artificial hierarchies of meaning and the privileging of things such as proper nouns, over actions imposed on language by capital letters, the metric limitations imposed on the possibilities of expression by punctuation, and the illusion of formal transparency imposed on the written word by standard rather than phonetic spelling. Bissett composes his poems as scripts for pure performance and has consistently worked to extend the boundaries of language and visual image, honing a synthesis of the two in the medium of concrete poetry. Whether paying tribute to his hometown of Lunaria or exercising his native tongue descent, Bissett continues to dance upon the cutting edge of poetics and performance works. Last year, Talent Books released Bissett's most recent collection, Breath, The Trees of Lunaria, selected rare and new poems and drawings, and this spans 1957 to 2019. I imagine like it's like what, October 2020. Bill, did you like release any other books this year that we don't know about?
Yeah, one called the Anshula Rhapsody. It's a concrete visual poetry package in a beautiful box, 25, 30 sheets, 8.5 by 11. Noir Z brought it out.
Yes.
It's all concrete visual work, yes.
Great, so people can look for that now, it's available. Yeah.
I think it's sold out, but they could ask Noir Z if they want to republish.
Let's make
See
it.
what happens. I would like, yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I have to say.
So good to see you, Kagan. It's amazing.
It's such an honor. This is now the second year in a row that I've been able to introduce Bill Bissett, and I can't think of anything better to do on a Thursday. So please take it away, Bill.
Okay, thank you very much, Kagan. Thank you, Christine, for that beautiful reading. It was so wonderful to hear you and to see you, and it was wonderful to read with you. And thanks, Daniel. And hi, everybody. You know, as I often say, you know, when I was a boy in Alabama, I was barely 8'2", and I ate all the crocodiles that they had there till there was nothing left for me to do. So I moved further north up to New York City, and I ate all the crocodiles they had left. And the full moon, it hung so deep in my chest, and I was all so bereft that I turned to the writing of poetry for the good of my soul and my life. Of course, they don't have crocodiles in Alabama, but they did then, I swear. Remembering tomorrow, today, baby. Pieces of dialogue, often film noir, float through the air, a field overflowing with all the contradictions, paradoxes, fragments of remembered iconic and ironic moments, milliseconds of breathing, breathing, rething the organs tissue, the gestured agility, a benefit from, don't let all that reverse confetti get you down, the broken promises, even your own, hard sometimes to keep. Where will you be? It's not a biographical movie. It's sure not someone else's. Whose is it? A strength in the material, the neuroelasticity, those wonderful acrobatic moments where you satisfy everything. It seemed a long drawn out, a sonnet soliloquy, a recovering from a lengthened stint or stent in the abyss. It's a lure, like quicksand. I got you there, the neighbor said. It's a bas relief, or is it a pandemic picadillos? All the people peppered who were already isolated and can't take the stretch anymore. The blame game spiraling out, no conclusion for the medium distancing Sorrento caliber. Oh, look at the no hands. Fall into a sudden networking of stars. We live and breathe inside. Arts to rat, a rat snibbling at the Ganeshi paintings at his feet. Provided by who? No one knows, she sighed, playing into the hammock. Suffice castings doesn't. Sartre's credo, existence is prior to essence, already take care of the problem. of genetic inheritances. Don't let any of it get you down. Discuss it's already massaging your frontal lobe. Listen, he said, I'll get Sally in on this. She'll love how this song and Danish pastries goes. Long she doesn't go on about dieting of the timbre and the hosing ritual went in well into the night. And we could completely never getting Ted and Sally is even a Gloria back. Before dawn, I thought, if Rod's recipe works, we'll have a lot of the ingredients for a night so fine by the fire. Such as why do our own brains sometimes defeat us? And don't we do way more to create ourselves than we give ourselves credit for? And keep an eye on the wind in the palms and the leaves of your life may seem a mess, she said, but it's a mess, but it's clear to you, and it's very long, she said. And do you have an unusual relationship with emptiness? And its resultants and acceptances. She was so lovely to sleep, even a couple of hours at a time. The questions, another new group, the subtlety of the drumming inside the drumming, humming. Oh, the sound of us all by the fur, asleep through you, slurping the ardor, laying it down, drumming anew. Dr. Seam, touches you seem. Will we remember tonight the ingredients of the recipe we concocted for a curing obsession? We saw it so clearly, honey. That's how it goes. And the midnight watcher sauntering into the far-flung cavern of their dreams, not waiting for only them, not this time. And the melody of a wall of longing surrounding us all on both sides, the resistance to any finishings, lavishings of labial or other symmetry, the labels of the architecture of dreams. Dr. Eames, suffice for now, the whispering palms dotting the river horizon as far as the I can see, or more to the westerly, gazing time, and temperature rose higher than it ever had, replete with before, throaty laughter far into the sodden, so sudden night, covering us all the velvety of fluorescent beams. So languorous the swimming tonight, so languorous the bleeding tonight. So languorous the swimming tonight, so languorous the bleeding tonight. Don't you remember us on the silver dike? So easy. Yeah. The first two lines were missing. During this indigo morning, the turquoise sky, I was looking out, I realized I didn't know, but I could speculate as I gazed at the strangely changing sky. Was it the radiating thunder clouds that changed everything? Or the fluctuating now crimson sky, and the fallow blue wishes and dreams, and these billowing clouds fiercely somersaulting through the shattering skies that so enveloped my brain and the mood I was in. And I looked around and my host was gone. And I suddenly realized something. And I looked back and the manicured lawn was gone. And I looked around again and you were gone. And I thought there's a kind of futility in life But is that really true? And then I wondered, what was I going to do? A deeper story can be conveyed, and a deeper level, yes, of what people used to call mind reading, sigh. I realized I didn't know. Was that the beginning of us all being and changing and moving together? Open lips, minds touch, and each of us going on our ways. Spirit moves, spirits move, trees, people, and bees, and all the other beautiful creatures appearing and reappearing, our eyes peering through the dark and profound and amazing lights, sharing the waters, earth, air, and the fire. Why do magazines lie? Because the tenderest love has no image, because people are not perfect, because people ask, because people get afraid, because people don't want bombs, because people don't want war, because people don't want class struggle, because people want a basic income now, because people want love, which has no image, because people get crazed and confused, because people ask, because people don't know why, because people don't want to know why, because the magazines are owned by the ruling classes and show to us an image we can't be, any of us, and who would want to. Their attempt to frustrate us, their attempt to control us. We believe in our freedom, our physical love, ball, fuck, come the fire, take us through indescribable silver, the gift and the offering of seed, the cradle, the coffin, clouds of smoke, rising patterns of mercury in our lungs, sing through the rain. I was watching broadcast news the other night and I saw the salmon talks will continue and restore and resume on Monday. And I thought to myself, well, thank God, at least the salmon are talking. It's another highway. What is the soul but that we dream it? What is the soul but that we live it? I held you in my arms and hands, then something moved, and I held the air in my hands. Both are wonderful, you are better. But I live in the words and images. That's where, what, and who lives in my heart. Just because I like you better than air doesn't mean you'll stay. Go over it again. Air doesn't stay, it is. And the fool's gold shines as well. And the hot sun of the life and the rivers along the song moves within me. The hot sun, even as I find a quiet place by the river in the north for my daughter's ashes and those of her son. I clamber down on the rocks. There is no wind. I mix their ashes together and empty the bag over the water. There is no wind. And then the wind comes up fast and there's ashes over me and the rocks. Most of the ashes went into the body saying goodbye again. We are all part of each other's body, I tell them. I will always love them. I was honored to have wonderful, brilliant times with them, and I thanked them, and my eyes filling up, got into some chanting. The honey chant I used to do so long ago, and still sometimes do, all the ringing and amazing. Honey, 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 the love we shared, ashes over me. There's always some slapstick, and you never know, though you can think you will, how the wind will go, even if you belong to it. What is the soul that we dream it? What is the soul that we live it? The singing of spirits and spiritual, the chanting horses chattering over that river there, and the raccoon lookout chorus of voices over the sparkling, changing river I live by, soothes us so fine as nothing else can. Love is as love's bereft, sooth the sayer on mountain tops and basement zero and anywhere in between. The trouble is in the attachment. The fire finds us and whether it matches, and for how long. The summer inside the moment, each moment a galaxy. In summer, our lagoon is moved into us. Only that is a season of olive smell and hot love. We live in the rain and the images we have no words for. It's a beautiful galaxy, and find it somewhere else when it subsides here, can't you? Where can the wanderer stay? There's less here than there, but the nature is beautiful. What is the soul that we dream it? What is the soul that we live it and love? All the care it asks for, and the benefits, and the icon tables and giraffe glassware. We are all the myriad stars and galaxies dancing through and around each other. And the personnel is always changing with insights that's often okay. And also other accents and accentuations happen. There is no other. We are all parts of each other. Sublime string, we are all lost in the stars and sometimes get to touch the molecular tapestry we are all threads of, the magic, get caught up in the dancing weave and the sparkling sometimes array of light beams and heartbeat in the dark. Someone appears so frequently, we dream our skin even is joining. These are the miracles that breathe through us, and the trees and water, the fire in our eyes and air. Why we? You love some people very much. Breathe in and out, breathe in and out. Some people love you very much. They're not always the same people. There's a spell. Full moon in Scorpio. You feel alone. It's a spell. Pray, however you do that, for all the millions of people going to spirit all over the world. Put them in the light, however you do that, so they don't feel so alone. I'm doing that tonight. Golden star, floating galaxy, mushroom dreams. If you feel unloved and left out of something, the spell is our worry about all the people going to spirit. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathing, breathing, breathing. Your breath is the candle in the darkness. The light softly sing to them with by just you, just me, not just thee, just everyone is. Aha, the truths of the text on, it's margins and infinities. Oh yeah, the tactility of the text carved in our brains, our minds, the souls, does the text around you, around you, oh, the turbulence of the text. Its focus and disarray sway. Wish away, the tempestuousness of the text, the torture of the text, the storylines of the text, relentless truisms and realisms, hypnoses of the text, its trajectories, intertextualities, the torment of the text. Of the text, the terror of the text, no, the tremor of the text, the roar of the text, the overwhelming tango of the text, of the text, of the text, of the text, subtleties of the text, the ease of the text, the horseless riders in Union Station galloping, the totality of the tautology, the looseness, it's the lostness, yes, a context, were I to describe how I feel being away from you this time, it's not the sound of galloping horses suddenly animating relentlessly. It's swimming in the pool without any sound near a barrier reef. gone so quiet after an ultramarine green storm. A night in a hayfield and the caribou. It's almost a profound knowing, though living has shown me there's often nothing to know. When it comes to people, and doesn't life show virtue is not really always rewarded? Almost everything comes and goes. And the temple of always and almost and is coming again is so often where we are going through. So many time whirling worlds, sometimes speeding, sometimes quiet, like this night. Away, if the luck holds, just to sit with you under the huge skies, under the many starry night, and be listening with you. Just one more night, one more time, one more night in his arms with a friend, and so moving. And I know I will soon sit with you again if this sonnet conveys anything that's true on the curving shape of the earth and waters of northern Quebec and Ontario, the trees swaying a little in the soft night wind and starting to show some faint gold and red crimson coloring as I'm listening to other voices inside my head, and mostly you talking as in a real dream this is. Your voice etching and punctuating the late summer air. And I said, I don't know. I said, honey, 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 do you love it now? Honey, do you love it now? Honey, do you? I don't know. I said, is it all right if I say, I don't know? I said, is it all right if I say, I don't know? I said, you know, I don't even know. I said, you know, I don't really know. I said, I don't know. I said, is it all right if I say, I don't know? I said, is it all right if I say, I don't know? I said, there's so many stars. So many stars. So many stars spilling out all over the skies, spilling out all over the wise, all over my eyes, all over your eyes, all over everyone's arms. All the stars where they were. Are the stars where they were? Are they are we are where we were? Are we were? Are we were? Are we are were? Are we what should be oh, you might come in you, you're coming me, all the stars moving, oh, so many, his arms around him, and all the rain falling in, his arms around him, and all the sweet rain gently in, all the rain trembling in, his arms around him, and all the rain trembling in, her arms around her, and all the sweet rain trembling in, trembling in, trembling in, honey, 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 his arms around her, and all the rain trembling in. His arms around her, and all the rain trembling in. His arms around her, and all the rain trembling in. Her arms around him, and all the rain trembling in. Oh, the stars. Oh, the stars. Honey, 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 do you love it now? 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 Oh, wow, 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 honey. Thank you very much. I love being with you. It's excellent. Hey, Kagan, was that okay? Hey, Daniel, was that okay? Are you okay, Christine? Was that all right? Thank you, everybody.
Well done, Bill. Well done. Don't go away.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bill. And thank you, Christine. I think